Ladies and gentlemen, your featured speaker, Dr. Roger Borbon.
I know that the key to amazing relationships, energy, and freedom for every woman is possible when they bridge and balance the power of the brain-gut connection. Hi, my name is Dr. Roger Borbon, board-certified functional neurologist, and over the last 16 years, I've helped thousands of women who feel trapped in a body and life they don't recognize anymore to win back their health for a life they're truly excited about living. Not only do they feel trapped, but after 5, 10, 20 doctors or more they've seen with no solutions, they begin to realize they might actually be trapped. Because the woman she used to be, the things she used to do, the fun and friends she used to have in her life, they're all slipping away. And that's exactly where Samantha was when we first met. Now, when Sam first started telling me her story, I could hear the stoic guardedness in her voice that teetered between hope for healing and fear of disappointment. She told me about bone-crushing fatigue, brain fog that was just made her brain not work, full body inflammation in the gut that was just really not well. It took her every ounce of strength she had just to get her husband and 2 kids out the door in the morning. Now, Sam had been to many doctors, done lots of testing, and none of them could find out what the problem was. See, from the outside, Sam looked like any other woman in her mid-30s. But on the inside, she was a teacher who could no longer work. She was a wife who could feel her marriage falling to pieces. And she was a loving mother, worried that she wasn't going to be around to see her kids grow up. In fact, later she even shared with me that her 2 little girls were scared that mommy was going to die. And as I sat there and listened to Sam's story, it made me think of another woman's story, my mom's. You see, I grew up in a home where both my parents were women. My dad died when I was a small child, and with 4 kids under the age of 6 in a third world country, my mom moved us to the United States to live with her parents. And then my grandpa died. So growing up in a house full of sisters and my mom and my granny, I had a lot of exposure to women's ways. But as a kid, I remember my mom as the adventurous one. She took us all across the country in an RV that she gutted and rebuilt herself. She was a campfire guitar song girl. She laughed a lot, danced a lot, played a lot. But then suddenly, the music stopped. It was as if my fun mom got taken over, and all that we were left with was the grumpy mom. And while this change was going on with my mom, I began to go through my own transformation. And over the next 2 decades, I developed a unique skill set through my careers as a killer whale trainer, professional pole vaulter, and functional neurologist. Now, I get it, I hear you. If I have to hear one more story about another pole vaulting killer whale trainer neurology guy. But the reality is this, look, if it wasn't for this goofy, oddball set of work history that I had, I don't think that this breakthrough would have ever happened. But I didn't do it alone. I had help from Shamu. See, the thing is, what I learned early on in my killer whale training career was that the old saying of happy wife, happy life, it's way more universal than just to married couples. So when it's springtime and love is in the air, there is no getting out of your mind. You cannot unsee what that means when a 10,000-pound killer whale is locked and loaded, ready to go, and she's not in the mood. Because look, it doesn't just affect that pair, it changes the dynamic for everyone. And this is the same thing that the women I serve tell me about the pressure that they feel. Yeah, they wish things were working down there, like they wish that was even a thought, but it's not even a blip on the radar. And it can be. And the 17 years of pole vaulting, that was all just about one thing. It's about pursuing how high can you go to your greatest possibilities. And over the years, I was able to help thousands of women to answer that question. And even though with years and years of searching for that answer, with no results, now they can get it. I began to see these 5 steps that just, it's all that we needed to resolve this. 5 steps that balance the brain for whole body connection, restore the structure and function of the gut for renewed energy, aligns the clarity of time for what you want and what you do for peace and productivity, and vitally move for optimizing breathing and balance and strength and coordination so you can elevate your whole life. And at the time that I got to share this with Samantha, she took control of her life, and now she lives her life with great enthusiasm, power, and freedom. Thank you.
Dr. Roger Borbon.